So let's understand that there are deep, fundamental global forces at play, and it is not a political conspiracy to make life tough for Singaporeans. But how do we help you? We said productivity. We are going to spend, I think, $2.6 billion further on education, on training, so that all of us can get better jobs. But this is a long-term solution, and politics, there's an election every 5 years. So you can have a long-term solution, but you also need to have other immediate solutions. One other short-term response to rising prices is our exchange rate. You all know the Singapore dollar has been rising over the last 1 year plus. I know many of you here have gone on overseas travels. You know that your Singapore dollar, now you take it out, can buy more ringgit, more US dollars, more pounds, more of almost any other currency. This is one way of reducing the impact of inflation. But let me tell you this, if our opposition wins, and what do they want to do? They have told you. They want to spend the money. And when they spend the money and they reduce the reserves, I ask you, what will happen to your value of your Singapore dollar? Will it go up or will it go down? Down. And when it goes down, what will happen to the cost of living? Will that go up or go down? It will go up. Is that a better situation or a worse situation? It will be worse, and that is obvious. Having said that, we also need to understand that even in a globalized world, even with a strong government, even with a strong Singapore dollar, there will be people who need help. I'm talking, of course, of people who are older, people who have less education, people who have been retrenched, or people whose jobs are not very secure. So what must we do to help these people? Can we ignore them? No. But what can we do for them? You look at this recent budget. Many people in the opposition say, oh no, this just is election, trying to buy votes. It's not. We have ComCare, we have Workfare, we have the Grow and Share package, we have CPF and MediSave top-ups, we have GST rebates. All these are big transfers of money from the government to the people who have less. Why do we do this? We do this because the people need it. And we do this because we care. And that's the point you need to understand. This is a caring government. I've been the minister for MCYS now for 7 years. Many people have accused me of being stingy. But let's look at the actual figures. It is true, in the last 7 years, the budget for MCYS has increased tremendously. In fact, the last budget that was just passed, I think MCY's budget is something like $1.9 billion. $1.9 billion. How do I spend this $1.9 billion? Let me explain to you. The biggest item that I spend on in MCYS is on families. So I spend something like $700 or $800 million on things like your baby bonus, childcare subsidies, subsidies for kindergartens, KIFAS, CFAC, and many other things. $700 or $800 million to help look after your family, especially if you're a low-income family, so that a family who was caught, like my grandmother's family, suddenly with the loss of a sole breadwinner, would be able to have a home, would be able to put food on the table, would be able to send the children to school, would be able to have medical care, and would not be deprived of an opportunity to succeed in the future. So that's on families. Then the opposition have accused me of being stingy with helping people who are less well off. And even that, they have got their figures wrong. MCYS operates a social safety net, which we call many helping hands. That means the voluntary welfare organizations, the grassroots organizations, people like you who want to help, government will also put matching money. Together, your dollar plus the government's dollar becomes $2. That $2 becomes more effective in helping people in need. And how much money, I ask you, flows to families who are in need in Singapore? Do you know the number? I think you all will not know the number. Every year now, almost $500 million, $500 million flows to people who have lower income, who are disadvantaged, or who need our social assistance. So this is not a stingy government. People say, oh, you know, your public assistance rate is only $400. Well, I remind you that when I first became the minister for MCYS, it was only $260. I have increased it steadily to $400. But even $400 is only the cash allowance. If you actually ask a person who is on public assistance in Singapore, and you compare this person with someone in America or UK or anywhere else in the world, I can stand here confidently and tell you the Singaporean is better off. And let me explain why, even if you don't want to take it at face value. If you're a single person living alone, it's $400. If you are a family with 2 children, we will give you $1,350 cash. Your children's education, free. Medical care, free. Rental housing, very, very low rate. All the money that you have, you can use it for food, you can use it for clothes. Even if you have difficulty cooking the food, we will then have schemes to prepare, cook food, and deliver it to you. And that's why I need to remind all of you that we do care for our people and we do look after our people. And we will make sure that no matter what happens to you, between the government, the grassroots organizations, the community support, we will look after you, look after your parents, and look after your children. So that's the first point. Cost of living, and remember, the government is doing its best to help.